Hi, this is Just Anime People, and today you actually meet my co-host, who happens to be the wing doggy, if you can see him. I don't know if you can see him. It's my dog. You can see his tail. He's the co-host. Anyways, I've been slacking on talking about my favorite Bungo Stray Dogs, and I figured, why not today? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think today worked perfectly because I'm wired on caffeine, because I worked last night. I usually work the night shift and I go back this morning and I haven't had a chance to sleep yet, so I am just wired up. I look a mess, but we're just gonna ride on this wave, okay? So the last time I talked about Bungo Stray Dogs, Akutagawa had just walked in and was quote-unquote going to save Atsushi. Well, if you saw it, then you know how that fight ended, in the sense that we lost Akutagawa. But I have to say, in the midst of that fight, the teamwork, I mean, at some point it made sense for Akutagawa to abandon Atsushi, right? And to do all that and just, shroud him in his cloak, and he looked so badass. I'm like, okay. I mean, and then it's like, even Akutagawa could not tell what he needed, but Dazai, with his infinite wisdom, knew what was necessary for them, and you see it into fruition. A boy who's never had anyone, never had family, never saw the need to depend on anyone or be a team with anyone, is learning to actually trust. I mean, as far as trust can go for someone like Akutagawa, which is interesting. But then in that episode, and that's what I keep telling my friends, right? This season of Bungo Stray Dogs just keeps coming out with these punches that you don't see coming. So now, yeah, we know that Fukushi is the villain, right? And you're thinking, oh, Akutagawa is here, so it's, in grand anime fashion, he's going to win this fight, right? Wrong. They pull out a sword that goes through dimensions and space and reverses time. And then he says, what were you guys thinking? I am this general who's never lost a battle. How do you think I've won all this time? I just keep rewinding, going through time till I win. And I'm like, duh. In the moment when they say that you go duh, but it's like, when you're watching it, not in a million years would it have clicked to me, or would I have thought of that. And that's the thing that I'm loving about this, is like, in as much as I think I'm good at predicting things, I'm not. Because every single time they come back and surprise me with something that I didn't think they were going to come with, right? So they're about to lose. Akutagawa finds a way to help him escape, but he just rewinds time, and this time he cuts Akutagawa's neck off. He slits his throat, pretty much. So Akutagawa is dead, and I'm just going, and this whole time I'm going, where is fucking Chuya? Which I have to say, that's my complaint this season. I feel as though this season they've not given me enough of Chuya, because I'm yet to see Chuya, right? So we finish with that. Then they introduce us to Count Bram, right? Basically Dracula. And the explanation for Dracula is that it's a special ability. And I'm like, who the fuck is writing this? Who the fuck is coming up with this? It's genius. I am loving it. I'm eating it up, right? So now there's an army of vampires around. And the one person that they've already entrusted to head the counterterrorism team is Fukushi, who is the mastermind behind this, right? And then we meet Tanaki. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering the name. The guy who controls the metal stuff, the one that is with Port Mafia. So he comes, he sets this whole trap, planned beautifully by the boss of Port Mafia, right? And the white hair guy with the squinty eye, who is blind, so his ears are sharp as hell, hears the inconsistency in Fukuchi's heart rate and knows that Fukuchi is lying, right? And and again, I'm thinking, and it shows the fight between Tanaki and Fukuchi, and it's like the worst match for him is Tanaki, because he has this magnetism that can pull it, and he's literally using a sword, and the basis of it, even though if it goes through dimensions and everything, it's still metal, so he's able to like get the sword from him, right? You're thinking, oh, okay, they kind of like who like, okay, it's episode this, like how is this going to end? And it's like, okay, he sends his sword back in time to give himself some kind of warning that Tanaki was onto him. And it's like, okay, this man is invisible right now. Like, who the fuck is going to be able to kill this guy if he has this sword, right? So then Tanaki is also turned into a vampire. And so they're waiting for one order. One order is a special ability that allows you to control people, which means as soldiers, so basically the science behind it is this, right? Even soldiers in the middle of war are not able to just turn off their feelings as human beings and just kill. This bypasses that, where you're not thinking for yourself, you're given an order and you follow it supremely. How is that different from the vampire orders? The vampire orders from Count Bram, he doesn't have to turn the whole world into vampires, basically, right? He just has this army that just works for him, right? So Rampo comes up with a genius idea on how to get in the way of that, right? And then we see him trying to recruit his white-haired guy who is like supposed to be like someone who is okay with killing, right? He has no conscience. He's not doing this because he likes people. The only thing that Fukuchi couldn't count on is, as he's been doing this for so long with Fukuchi, now he actually has appreciated mankind. He likes the glory that comes with saving and the things that people give him every time he saves someone's life. He has become a good guy for all intents and purposes because people appreciate him as a good guy. So he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. He tries to, kill Fukuchi, and Fukuchi is able to get over it. He brings out Akutagawa, which Akutagawa's power works perfectly for this guy, right? And then this kid that we saw like in season 1, I believe, I can't remember her name, right? She takes a picture and the dumbass forgets to turn off the flash. So Fukuchi's looking for her and everything. And you see it back where it seems as though the white-haired guy was bullying her, but in fact he was just passing a message on to her because she's a supporter of the detective agency. She doesn't have any proof, but she knows the people that she knew, the people that she met, are incapable of being terrorists. Simple. That's all her basis is. That's all her belief is. I've met them before. I've seen what they fight for, and they are not capable of being terrorists. They love people way too much to be terrorists, right? This girl is trying to run away from Fukuchi, which I am like at the edge of my seat because I don't want her to die, right? And then she hides in Count Bram's coffin, right? So basically she's in a coffin with Dracula, and we see a different side of this Count Bram. He's goofy, he's funny. They even have a negotiation for her to help, and all he wants, because he's an ancient being, right? He wants a radio because he just wants to listen to music that never ends. He wants a radio, and she's freaking out. She's going, in this century, radios are not a thing anymore, but how do you want better? How about I give you my streaming service that streams music? And he's just so happy, right? In the meantime, they give me a glimpse of my Dazai, because we haven't seen Dazai a few episodes now. And then we also see a glimpse of Chuya. Yes, Chuya. And it's just the back of Chuya, but it's enough to get me going. Yes! Next episode is going to have Chuya, which I am so psyched for, right? Because I've been deprived of Chuya. I am loving the trajectory of this because I'm telling you this, I really, really keep thinking there's no way they're going to win, right? But for this episode, for this season, I've had a profound appreciation for Rampo. I've had a profound appreciation for Dazai. Previous seasons have showed us his wisdom or how smart Dazai is, but I'm telling you, this season puts it to a whole new level where you see Dazai in a whole different light and you see Rampo in a whole different light. And I'm telling you, arguably Rampo becomes the most respectable character to you, because in a world of people with abilities, the people with abilities are counting on this kid that has not a single ability. He's just fighting using his smarts to the point that Fukuchi is like, who can come up with this? That kid. He's so scared of Rampo, which I'm thinking maybe instead of trying to frame the detective agency, the first person he should have got rid of was Rampo. But then even that though, you see the geniusness of Dazai and all the plans he's put in place. Because now, well, one order is in the hands of Fukuchi, but he can't open it because Dazai made sure they put some kind of dimensional lock on it that his sword can't even get through. Nothing can get through. The only thing that can get it to open is if the vampires do attack. So he goes back to go get his vampire, and guess what? Now he has to deal with the girl. So he's gone with the girl. How are you guys not into Bungo Stray Dogs? I don't get it. I do not get it, because this season has made me so happy. And I know my friends on Just Anime people were asking recently that which animes do we think would have anime of the year, and I love Bungo Stray Dogs, and I like the trajectory it's going in, and I want to believe that it's capable of actually winning something like that. But the truth of the matter is, there's so many good things to come out too. Like right now, I'm sitting here just waiting for Tower of God, and I cannot wait for the life of me for Tower of God. But at the same time, I am liking the story because there are a lot of good animes around this year. I mean, in the past few years, there's been an influx, a release of really good anime. But, and Dave would attest to this, my problem with most of the animes that we've been seeing is that it's kind of getting predictable, where I'm seeing a scene and I'm going, this is where it's going to go. And I'm loving Bungo Stray Dogs this season because I am not predicting. Like, no matter how much I predicted and I think, oh, they're going to go in this direction, dude, they surprise me at every turn. And I love that in an anime. And I know that if you've not been watching this a lot, you have to catch up and now get to this appreciation to where I am. And I've just given you basically spoilers to this episode. But the truth is, I'm going to tell you this. If you're not watching Bungo Stray Dogs, if you've never watched Bungo Stray Dogs, you are missing out big time on a phenomenal anime. I am Saint Dinner, and I am with the Just Anime crew. Follow, subscribe, leave a comment. And for the people that keep coming at me because I'm always antagonizing the things they like, suck it up. Thanks for listening, and we are Just Anime people.